Hello, YouTube. Luigi here. Tonight I'm going to show you a specialty niche of collecting. These are all atomic watches, whether they're radio controlled by a signal from WWVB in Fort Collins, Colorado, in my country, USA, or whether they connect to a Bluetooth app on your phone. They even make them with GPS satellite connectivity. I don't have any GPS stuff yet, but you never know. So I'm going to take you through these. We're not going to go over dimensions and sizes and specifications and lug widths and thicknesses and crystal material, etc., etc. This is more of a show and tell. So it's going to be quick, I hope. Everybody knows this watch. It's the Casio Square 5600 series. When I got this, it came with a yellow band because I had to have a yellow band. And I probably paid a premium for it. And then I realized maybe I want something else. And I got this band from AliExpress. Fits fine. This is my only digital watch. It connects overnight. It gets a signal, radio signal overnight. This next one is the grail of this box. This is the Casio Oceanus T100. Or is it the T200? Let's call it the T200. Yeah, that's right. This is a gorgeous watch. It's everything about, I've never seen a bad review on this. Everybody, they run out of superlatives describing this watch. The Oceanus is the top of Casio's line, and this certainly lives up to it. So this is the best watch for me in this box. Now I have 4 watches here that lump themselves in the same category, and that is the Wave Scepter, the Casio Wave Scepter. These are on the lower end of Casio's radio-controlled watch. And when I say lower end, I only mean price point. They're still radio-controlled. They're still super precise. They're just affordable. So if you want to start exploring radio-controlled watches, atomic watches, this is the place to start. The Casio Wave Scepters. Now, if Oceanus is the top of Casio's line, the Lineage is the next tier down. This Lineage looks very much like the Oceanus, except the Lineage has that digital window, display window at the bottom, just like all the Wave Scepters do. So that puts it, it's still a beautiful looking watch. It's probably my second favorite in the box. This, oh my God, what'd you do to this, Luigi? This was a Casio Oak. And again, I got the yellow strap. And so now I'm an idiot with 2 yellow strapped Casio atomic watches. This one is Bluetooth controlled, as if I didn't mention it, as is the Oceanus. App on your phone, easy to set. So I got this band from AliExpress, this strap, and of course it's got the screws, and it's trying to emulate the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, and that's too bad. Oh boy, I don't feel pretentious about it. To me, I know it's still just a Casio. All right, this is not a Casio surprise. This is a Citizen. My only Citizen radio-controlled watch. I was afraid this dial would appear too cluttered, but I have to say it's very dignified. I like this watch a lot. And it was my first, well, not really my first, my second venture away from Casio for a radio-controlled watch. The Citizen. Don't know the name. EcoDrive Solar Radio. This next one is a vintage Junghans. I got it previously owned, which means I paid short money for it. I got this because I was looking at a higher-end Junghans, we'll get to that at the end, that I don't own. And someday, if I were to ever capture that after I win a lottery or something, that would become the grail, outstepping even the Oceanus. Watch the minute hand, watch the minute hand, watch the minute hand. It's going to jump. See that? When the second hand gets to 12, the minute hand jumps. It doesn't slowly sweep over there. Kind of a cool feature. What's unusual about this watch is it's the only one that has a battery. It's the only one that's not solar. So someday the battery's going to run out, at which case I'll either put it in the drawer or if someone wants it, I'll sell it to them. Junghans claims they were the first one to invent radio control technology. I don't know about that, but I wouldn't put it past the Germans. They're certainly capable enough people to do that, but I'm sure Casio would dispute that. Now, this is a Seiko. My only Seiko radio-controlled watch. Good-looking watch. I'm just showing these to you briefly. You will notice along the chapter ring, you see the name of all the major cities of 24 time zones. And that's because the first thing you have to do with all these radio-controlled watches is set your time zone. It needs to know where you are. And when I got this, the minute hand was precise. The day was 1 day ahead, and the hours were way ahead or way behind, in this case ahead. Well, when I set it to my own zone, the date backed up today because it was on Japanese time, which is, of course, on the other side of the international date line. Now, if you get one of these watches, don't think you can wing it without some documentation. I have here the user guide for every different Casio module I have. I even found the documentation for the Junghans. Now, these may look big and thick and cumbersome, but the truth is, I'm only interested in accurate time, day or date, if it has both day and date. All these other features that they offer, like, elapsed time, second time zone, all these other things, I'm not really interested in them. But what lies ahead? These are watches I do not own, and someday if I win the lottery, I might get one of them. This is another Casio Oceanus. And I see I got a glare source here. That's certainly, boy, I just like the Oceanus. Let me show you another one. This is a Citizen Atessa. Nothing fancy here. You can see it's a very simple, clean dial. Nothing to write home about, except it is radio controlled. This is a Seiko Coutura. I didn't even know this line of Seiko existed. In fact, when I really dug into this, I was surprised at how many people really make solar radio-controlled watches. Good-looking watch. Oh, look at the indices. It looks like two little diamonds, which is, let me see if I can enlarge this. What does that look like to you? I mean, that makes it look kind of pimpy. The diamonds there, All right, what else do we have? How do we go back here? This is another Seiko Coutura. And let me tell you something. I would normally not gravitate to a watch like this. I'm really not, in general, fond of two-tones bracelets and all this kind of clutter on the dial. But I got to tell you, I think the dial is well organized. And it has a repose and a poise to it that I really like. So I like this watch far more than I ever expected to. And it's here on maybe the future win the lottery wish list. And last but not least, boy, here's a watch that would outgrail the Oceanus. This is a Junghans Max Biel Mega Solar radio-controlled watch. This was designed, I've heard many things. Max Biel was a professor of design at the Bauhaus Institute in Germany. This is his design. They have other variants of this with numerals. I prefer indices to numerals. I think it's cleaner. We all know what hour is attached to every one of these indices positions, so it's not a big deal. You can't find these anywhere in the world at any so-called Junghans dealer in stock. The only place they exist that I found where they're in stock is the Junghans online web store in Germany. And by the time you translate euros into dollars, you're looking at $1,400 here. This is a titanium case with a titanium woven Milanese bracelet. Someday, you never know, win the lottery, someday this might be in my collection. All right, there it is. There's a look at, a rather specialty niche within the larger watch community. Radio-controlled or Bluetooth app on your phone-controlled atomic watches. God bless you, everybody. I love you all. Take good care. Bye-bye.